So you've done some airbrushing, maybe lost a part, or just need to do a deep clean on your new Gaahleri Swallowtail. Here's a quick guide on how to break this thing down and do any service or maintenance you might need. So the first thing I'll start is in the back here with this fluid control knob. Now this knob controls how far you pull that trigger forward or backwards. So this will determine how much paint actually comes out when you pull that trigger, or you can find a nice sweet spot where you want to stop and have that same amount every time. Normally you would just take this and the handle off together, but for the purpose of the breakdown, I'll try to take off as much as possible. So there's your fluid control knob. Then you can just unscrew the back handle. This will expose the needle and the needle chuck tightening screw. If you pull that trigger, that needle should flow back and forth with the movement of your trigger. If it does not, something could be going on. It's most likely something wrong with the needle chuck or simply just not tight. So just loosen that and you can remove it and then take out your needle. Now I have access to the back waist plate here, which holds the needle chuck and needle spring. There's a little tension there, so be careful. Pop that waist plate off. Now you can grab that needle spring and the needle chuck will slide right out. Now I believe it's a good time to remove the handle and the air valve assembly. All Gaahleris come standard with a quick disconnect, so I'll just remove that. If you don't have a quick disconnect on your brush, any 1/8 fitting will fit on the bottom of here. So there's another little screw that holds that handle on. So just loosen that. Now you can remove that grip, actually. That's the handle, that's the grip. I always mix them up. Anyway, so here's the extended air valve shaft as well as the air valve itself. It comes in 2 pieces. And I'll show you what it takes to break it down. Once you remove that, you can separate it further by separating the extension from the air valve parts. Careful in doing so, because once you release this part here, the plunger and spring will fall right out. And that's those components there. Now, since I took the grip off, I can have access to this little screw on the bottom, which will release that brass nut on the inside. Any flathead small screwdriver will do. Usually some type of watch tool or precision screwdriver kit will take care of all those needs. Then you need a larger flathead to get in there and turn that screw. Once I get it fairly close to the end of the body where I can grab it by hand, I'll just finish like this so it doesn't run away on me. Hold it kind of down, because if you don't, that spring can fall right out and you could lose that. This will give you access to that slide cam inside the body there. Usually I can pop it out like so. Sometimes you have to press something inside the body here or remove that trigger and pop it out. So now that that's out, I'll go ahead and remove this trigger assembly so you can see the packing screw better. This is also just another little flathead and a few turns and that'll come right off. Now you can see that little packing screw inside there. When this has a failure, that's how you end up with paint in this chamber or all over your fingers. So all you need to do to get that out is just grab yourself a little maintenance tool, catch it on that flathead part and unscrew it. I like to tilt it a little bit, that way it comes out with my tool. So now we just have the front end of the brush. I'll first start by removing the protective air cap cover, then the air cap itself. I'll hold it down a little because most of these models have the nozzle inside that air cap there. They usually just fall right out. So there's your nozzle. That's the little seal on the end that you would replace that they gave you a few extra in the bag. And now it's completely broken down and ready for service, deep cleaning, or any maintenance. Okay, so once you've done everything you needed to do, now it's time to just put it back together. I see all these parts floating around here, so I guess I'll start by putting the air valve together. Grab that main larger casing, because this is where your components would go. The shorter side would go in first, between that plunger. And then the spring just goes right on top of there. And now you can line this hole up with that casing and mount it all together. Give that air valve a little push, make sure it feels good, and you're all set there for now. As far as the airbrush goes, I'll put the packing screw back in, just reinsert it into the body, counterclockwise, feel that click, and then tighten it up. Once you feel it stop, that's usually good enough. Then you want to grab your needle, put it inside the body, and make sure that it's moving nicely but still has a little tension. If it falls out, this is still a little loose, I'll tighten it more. If the needle falls out, it's not going to block the paint from getting back there. But you don't want it so tight where it's very hard to move that needle. There's a fine medium right in between the two. So this needs just a little bit more of a tightening. And that should be good. So now that that's in, I can put my slide cam back in. Take note, there usually is some type of packing grease on the top of here. You'll want to replace that if you do any deep cleaning. That way it's functioning nice and smoothly while it slides through the body. There's also a little angle on here. Keep that in mind. You want to make sure that's facing forward so you get complete travel of that trigger lever. So I'll just pop that back in there. And now I can put that spring back on. And that screw that holds it in place. There is a little hole on the bottom of that screw. You're going to want to reline that back up with the bottom of the body so you can mount that screw and tighten everything back up. Just give it a few turns till you start seeing it and line it up as best you can. You'll know if it's not lined up, it just won't screw in right. Okay. Now I can take my screw and tighten it back up. This is why I have some type of terry cloth in my workstation or a raised bed cleaning mat. That way my parts don't roll around. And I also break it down and kind of put them in order. That way if I'm not familiar with the brush or it's my first time doing it, you kind of know where you left off on it. So now that that's in there, I can go ahead and finish my needle chuck components. There is a little groove on here, so there is only one way it will go inside the body. And that little screw on the bottom has two functions. It holds that spring, it holds that screw in place, and it holds the needle chuck in the right area. Without that, you wouldn't be able to tighten that screw. It would just roll around in circles. So now that the needle chuck is in place, you can put the needle spring back on, and now press the waist plate back in. Tighten that up to the body, and you can put the needle chuck screw on. Just a little bit, not completely just yet. I'll need to put my front end together first. So to do that, I just need to grab the air cap, rest that nozzle back in place. It does just seat into the air cap, so be careful when doing so. And once it lines up, you'll feel it. If it doesn't, don't force it. It does compress fit to the body. So just go easy with it and make sure it feels good as you're tightening it. So once that air cap is on, you can just put the protective cover back on and you're all set as far as the front end goes. Now you can put the needle back in. I like to have the needle chuck on because the grooves inside of here are smooth and it's less likely to damage your needle when you reinstall it. Just push it all the way in until it hits the front and you'll see that it's locked into place. You don't want to tighten it or over force it. As soon as you feel it stop, that's usually good enough. Now you can reinstall your trigger lever. Put that back on the body there, slide your screw in, and tighten it back up. Now just give that lever a quick squeeze or two and make sure that needle's flowing nice and free and all the components inside the body. One more thing we have to reinstall is the air valve assembly, which just screws back onto the bottom of the body. Hand tight is usually good enough, but if you do hear a little air leak, you can tighten it a little bit more by using the flat spots on the bottom of that extension. Now you can put the handle back in place and use that screw on the bottom to tighten it back up. All Gaahleris come standard with a quick disconnect. So that'd be the last thing on the bottom of the brush. And now we're almost together. I just need to put the back handle back on and the fluid control knob. Hand tight is good as well. This is good also. And then the knob and you're all set. So there's the full breakdown of the Gaahleri Swallowtail. We hope you enjoy your new brush and get it here at spraygunner.com.